Okay. Okay. We'll continue with the problems of HP. So that is income from house property. We'll move on with the problems relating to this. So here we were studying about a problem. We have completed our theory and now we'll step on to our problem. So here is our first question. Tells about Sazla. He is the owner where he is controlled under Rent Control Act. So Rent Control Act is nothing but they'll be having a control of all over the rent, like how much they have to receive and how much they have to charge, everything. And also here the people who wanted to get an accommodation. So being as tenants, they can see a standard accommodation based on their taste and preference here. And then coming on to a municipal value is 30,000. Municipal value is nothing but for the municipal officer, whatever the taxes that you are going to pay on whatever the property that you are going to own. So that is what we call it as a municipal value. And then we have an actual rent. Actual rent is nothing but the rent that you will be paying it for accumulating the property of the other person. And then we have a fair rent. Fair rent is based on whatever the rent amount that you are going to give it for a person. And then the standard rent. Standard rent is nothing but the actual rent what the person is going to receive it over here. So coming on to this standard rent is the very most important part here. So usually we are going to calculate our rent, especially we based on whatever the cost that you are going to have it, the capital cost being as a residence that usually owned by central or usually leased for a residence that is by the government employers. So that's what we call it as a standard rent. So standard rent, it's nothing. So standard rent is 28,000 and you have to calculate the gross annual value of the house property. To calculate your GAV in our yesterday's session, I gave you one format. I hope you people remember. So you can use that format, but in exams and all, you won't be having much time. And I'll tell you one thing, 99% almost every time, your standard rent will be your always GAV. Okay. In whatever the question you see, you can identify the standard rent as your GAV in most of your questions. Okay. Either you can use the format and you can do, it's not a problem, but still standard rent will be always your standard rent will be most of the time. Okay, so my answer will be 28,000 here. So coming on to our next problem. So here is the next problem. Composite rent of let out house property is taxable as composite rent of let out property. So let out property, you have let out your property for an another use. Okay. So composite rent, what is the meaning of then composite rent? Coming on to composite rent, when suppose if you take the total amount, that is nothing but like suppose you are taking the rent of some building or along with some higher charges, you are taking some rent. Okay. So for that, you are giving some furniture, you're giving some service charges along with the rent. In this cases, in the services, whatever, suppose you are giving a security for the home, you are giving a lift facility for the home. So all these things comes under composite rent. Usually this happens with the apartments and all. Composite rent of a let out property is taxable as either we can tax that as profit and gains from business or profession or from the other houses. So you have letted out your property. Why you have letted out your property? That is for the purpose of business. Say for example, this is my property. I have letted out the whole property for some business or for commercial use or for getting some amount out of that property. If you are getting an amount out of this property, can I call that as income from business or profession? Do I'm doing a business out of this property? Yes, obviously I'm doing a business because I'm giving some charges to them. I'm giving some services to them. And for that services, I'm collecting some amount. So that's the reason it can be either income from or the profit and gains from business or profession, or it can be income from the other sources. So that's what your answer for that question. And here is the next question. And in this question, a small correction. So I have done a typing mistake. So here, the local tax, you have to write it as 10%. Okay, this is what the change you have to do. So that's actually typing mistake. I'm sorry for that. So here, the Suresh is the one person. He is the owner of 2 house property. So there are 2 house property for Suresh. This is the first house property. This is the second house property. The first property was half used for running the business. In this, he is using the half of the property That is for the purpose of doing the business. Okay. And the another half, he is going to have a let out property. Half is business, half is let out property. So out of those let out property, he is getting 4,000 rupees per month. And whatever the second property is there, na, he is using that property. He is making the use of that property for the residence. Okay, that means he's only using that property. So when I take the municipal value, the municipal tax that he is going to pay on the both properties is 72,000 every year he'll be paying, and his local tax is 10%. Then you have to calculate the income from house property. So let's go with the solution. Part 1, if it is used for business, it is not liable to tax. If it is used for business, it won't come under the income from house property. As I said, it comes from profit and gain from business or the profession. And he is using the second part. See here. So in half part, he is using for himself. The second part he is using for the let out property, right? So let out property 4,000 is giving for 12 months, 4,000 per month. So 4,000 into 12 will get 48,000. So 48,000 minus 3,600. Ma'am, how we get 3,600? So 4,000. For 4,000, he's paying local tax, right? Every month he has to pay on 4,000. So 4,000 into 10% will get 3,600 minus this from actual 4,000. So how much you people will be getting? Sorry, 4,000 into 10%, you will get 400. So when I minus this, you people will get 3,600. So that 3,600 is this amount. So when I minus these two, I'll get 44,400. Understood? And after this, the next calculation continues. To find the income, what we have to do? 44,400 minus 13,320. Ma'am, how we got 13,320? Nothing you will do. 44,400. And I said you standard deduction in house property as 30%. On this, if you do 30%, you will be getting 13,320. So then if I minus these two, I'll get 31,080 rupees. So house 2 is a self-occupied, so no need of calculating that since it is a self-occupied one. So now the income from HP will be 31,080. That is 31,080. So this is correct. I just scratched that up. So this is the actual amount. Understood this? Is there any doubt in this? Do you want me to repeat this? Understood? Is there any? Okay. So now we'll go with the next question. So here you see your next question. So here is a fourth question. Rohit is the one who's owning a house property in Delhi, okay? So he wants to give it on rent and he seeks for the help just to determine the reasonable and the expected rent for that. So the monthly municipal value is 20,000, fair rent is 25, standard is 22. The reasonable rent will be computed with reference to. So the reasonable rent is always the standard rent for that for that area. The standard rate will be fixed. On that we will be paying the rent. So the standard rent will be your computed, the referenceable amount. That means the rent that you are going to compute it over there. So coming on to our next question, the next question will be on the house property again. So here when a house property is let out throughout the year for a monthly rent, okay, you are letting out your house property for the whole year. So where you are getting the rent 22,000 per month and you do give a municipal tax on that. So that is for the current year is 24,000 and now we are paying 16,000. Then the house property would be the income from house property. Nothing you will do. 22,000 into 12 you will do. So that you will get 2,64,000. Okay. From that you will minus the municipal tax, that is 24,000. So when you minus this, you will get the balance of 2,40,000. From this again, you will minus the municipal tax of 16,000. It's again given in the question. So when I minus this, I will get 2,24,000. And this is the actual amount. On this, if I do standard deduction 30%, I'll get 67,200. Again, I'm going to do the deduction. So I'll get 1,56,800 as my answer. Understood? See, again, I'm going to repeat this. So listen it carefully. 22,000 into 12, 2,64,000. From this, I will minus my municipal tax. This is the actual rent minus municipal tax. I get some amount. Again, I'll minus my municipal tax. I get my final amount. And on that amount, I'll do 30%. Ma'am, why 30%? It's the standard rate that has been fixed. Okay, standard deduction. So 30% on 2,24,000, I get 67,200. So when I minus this two, I'll get 1,56,800. And this is the income from HP. Yes, 30% is fixed in income from HP. So in the previous problem also, we did 30%. So whatever you do it, you have to do it 30% only over here. Okay. So hope you people have understood this question. Now I'll go with the next question. That's your question number 6. 6 is also easy question. When a share of each co-owner.
Tomorrow I'm taking class, ma'am.
Yes. Tomorrow you have a class of DT offline. So it starts from 10, ends on with 1 o'clock.
Full direct tax only, ma'am.
Full direct tax only.
Which chapter, ma'am?
I will complete this over here today. We'll go with the capital gains, profit from business and other sources. We'll try to complete that because everything there you have the smallest parts that you have. Only few things. There's not much problems in that. So we can complete.
Ma'am, at the same time, can you do online, ma'am? Please, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Please, ma'am, because like we have to come from this far, ma'am.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
At the same time, you conduct like keep your phone somewhere, ma'am. Online will do, ma'am.
Okay, anyhow, tomorrow also you do have online classes. Starts from 4 and it on with 6 o'clock. The same thing I do repeat in online class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So fine then. Coming on to a co-owner. Co-owner is nothing but I have given my house for you people for the rent purpose. Okay. And you are utilizing my home and you are the co-owner of my home now. So in this situation, when the share that you are going to get being as a co-owner, that is from the income of property, will be taxed as a association of person. So even you come with AOP, association of person, because you are utilizing my property. So you are the co-owner of my property. And then the 7th question again. So what is the 7th question they're telling? Ramesh let out in his house on 1/4/20. So Ramesh has given a let out property on his house that is on 1st of April 2020. So he has given it for a rent of 15,000 per month. Sorry, 16,000 per month. He's get 15,000, and that is the fair rent. Municipal tax of the house is this much, and this is your municipal tax. This is your fair rent, and again municipal tax was 12,000, and you have to calculate the income. So nothing will do. 16,000 per month into 12 we will do. So that we will be getting 1,92,000 minus municipal tax, that is your 12,000. So that the balance I get is 1,80,000. And on 1,80,000, I will do 30%, the standard rate. So if I do 30%, I will get 54,000. And again, if I minus these two, I'll get 1,26,000. So this is my income from HP. Okay. So nothing you will do. So fair rent they have given, municipal tax they have given. So fair rent into 12 and minus municipal tax, that's your 12,000 you will do. So that you will get some balance. On that balance, you will do 30% on your GAV. So then you will be getting net annual value. Okay. So I hope you people have understood. So now I'll go with your 8th problem. So here is my 8th problem. So again, 8th problem is easy. See, so Raj is a let out property. So this is an actual format you can use. As of now, I'm using the same thing. Even you can make use of this format. So Padmaja, she has letted our property for 20,000 per month. Okay. And the municipal tax was 60,000 she paid. And municipal tax in arrears only, it was there as 45,000. So always remember, arrears you should not take. Municipal tax, whatever she is paying, that one you have to take. Okay. Na? So GAV 20,000 per month they are telling. So 20,000 into 12, 2,40,000. So municipal tax, whatever she is paying, that you have to take 60,000, so that you will get NAV, net annual value, 1,80,000. On NAV, if we do 30%, we will get 54,000. That means 1,80,000 into 30% will get 54,000. So if I minus these two, I'll get the income from house property. Understood? And see, if you see the relationship between the first, second, third, and all the questions, the same thing you are getting. There is no changes. Whatever the formats, you just go with that format, study the formats. It's very easy. You can aram se crack your exams. So study the format and know your standard deduction in some of the cases. So now I will only give this question to you. Take a screenshot of question number 9. And I want you people to do your question number 9. Please take a screenshot. Okay, so I hope you will do. And one more correction, you have to do it in this question. So this is not 696 per annum. So make sure you will be taking this as 6% per annum. So you only have to do this problem and you have to tell me the answer. Okay. So hope you will do this problem. So now I'll go with our next problem. And pre-construction interest, I explained you in the theory part. Use that for the previous problem. Again, I have given municipal value, fair rent value, standard rent, actual rent they have given. So you have to calculate your GAV. Actual rent will be your GAV. As I said, use the formulas, whichever is higher. The first format, whatever used, you just use that and solve the problem. I hope you people can do the remaining problems. I will be sending this PDF. Please go through this PDF. Practice the questions which are there in PDF. If you practice this PDF, it's more than enough to you people. Okay, na?
Ma'am, these are from CS only, ma'am. CS questions.
CS. All those are repetitive questions in the CS only.
Okay. Ma'am, in this, they won't ask any theory, no, ma'am, in these chapters.
Theory, Shashank, like whatever the questions I gave you, na? Theory, like I have made you to write some theory parts, right? So those are important.
Notes.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So fine then, with this, your income from HP is completed.